Is this 7 o'clock on a Monday? Because you know what? It is. Because the Academy Sports Show is right here on live on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you. As always, we thank you. Thank you so much. But we want the contingency, the followers, the field, you, the viewer, to go to the YouTube. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, everything Academy Sports Show. And most importantly, make sure you trigger that bell. That was good. That was good.
Wow.
That was good.
Never thought I would ever get close.
That was good. My hand hit the right when you did it. That was good. That was good.
All right.
Make sure you trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. I just got mine. Hopefully you just got yours. As we get ready to start the show, hopefully more and more people will come in. Make sure you comment like Joel said. Say what up, though. Say hi. Say hello. Tell us how your favorite sports team did. We'll get to it. We'll run through it. We are your sports show's favorite sports show with a great rundown. Speaking of that rundown, you'll hear that from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Joel Williams.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome to the show tonight. It's a cold, snowy Monday in the city of Detroit, in the metropolitan area.
Leonardo came in. He was like, yeah, say something. I dare you.
Leonardo's in the building. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome everybody to the show. As you know how we do it here, man. If you come into the show, make sure you let us know you're there. Make sure you shout us out. Make sure you share. And let's get into it tonight. And as always, we look for your thoughts. A little reminder to everybody, too. If you ever have something to say, if you ever want to jump in, all you got to do is just put in the comment section, shoot me the link. We will shoot you the link, and we will welcome you on the show. Floor is always open. Just remember, you will be held accountable, just like you hold us accountable. Big show tonight. As always, we jump into trivia night. What the meme? You know how we do. The usual. We're going to get into some Joel, do you care? Of course. But we got some things we got to handle. Michigan, Ohio State. Took place this weekend. The game. We'll give our thoughts. You can already see what it is. I mean, you already know. Got it on. Had to rep tonight. Just, of course, couldn't have a show without it. But we'll share our thoughts on that, man. Look for y'all thoughts on that as well. We're going to talk Lions and Browns, our respective teams, our affiliations, and how the weekend went with them. Plus, we get into our NFL top 5. Big games this weekend. Changes happening. Leonardo just pointed out Steelers win with a new offensive coordinator. The Ravens and Chargers, man, the Chargers just can't get out their own way. And our top 5 might look different this week, considering some people lost and some people won.
And our top 5s look different.
So it might look different. So, of course, we're going to get to that in the show, share our top 5s, talk NFL. So we got a lot to cover tonight. As always, man, E. Jones is in the building. A.K.A. produced by PD. What up, though? Share the feed, man. Let somebody know we're here. We got a big show ahead. Join us tonight on the Academy Sports Show.
I was going to say, also, what's your name? A.K.A. Sweet Baby Rays. Season not going too good for you, brother. It's okay.
Bro, I done scored 160 points average the last 2 weeks and still lost. Because people having random people on their teams have big days.
A lot of people that want to see you fall, brother.
It is. Hey, listen,
you're not getting no sympathy from nobody.
I'm just trying to get over the finish line. What up, Kobe?
What up? All right, so let me get this thing popping. We are live, baby. It is trivia night. I told y'all last week, I tell y'all every week, come to the show live, trigger that bell so you get the notification so you know we are live early on. Trivia night is first. Right now, it is a tie. 1-1. Hey, man, listen. I'll let you have this one. You know what I'm saying? It's your 20. You know, you spend it how you want to. I'm just glad you got to the email this time before I did it, before we started the league. And you were like 3 games in. Hey, man, I'm ready. I'm glad you got in this year.
Oh, man.
As always, trivia night at the beginning of every show. As trivia night goes, you all are the field. We are the host. One of us asks each other a question. You guys can put an answer in the chat. Just know your answer is for everybody and is locked in with the timestamp. If you are wrong for everybody. If you're right for everybody. Same thing with us. If we get the question right, before you guys answer with the right answer, you know how it goes. Blase, let's get it going. So last week, Joe, you asked me the question. Did I get it right?
You did. That's how we're.
All right, let's be on a roll. Let's go. 2 in a row. Sir, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I forgot about trivia night, so I had to figure out something on the fly. Oh, am I froze?
You are frozen, but I can hear you.
Wonder how that is. Let me see something. Stop cam. I think my whole computer's froze. Yeah, my whole computer's froze. That's weird.
Your microphone is working, but your computer is frozen?
My computer's frozen, but my microphone. Let's see now. Switch. Nope.
That's what Kobe said. Yep. Same picture, but we can still hear you.
Yeah, that's weird. I can hear you too, but my mouse is no longer letting me click anything.
Huh.
I can't even back out and come back in.
So let's see if I remove you and bring you back in, if that works.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. Are you still here?
I hear you.
Now your screen is up. Hey.
All right. Okay. All right. Doggone Boost Mobile.
Leonardo is trolling.
Doggone Spectrum. All right. So, are you ready? Hopefully, let's get this in for freezing.
I'm ready. I was already trying to think of, okay, what am I going to talk about right now if he has to?
All right. So this is Guess the Player.
Guess the
player. I'm going to give you all their teams, and you got to figure out who it is. So we're going to do NBA. And we're going to do a current player.
A current player in the NBA. You're going to give me teams that they played on, or maybe one of the teams is they play on, and I have to guess who the player is.
So I'm going to give you their whole teamography. And you need to see who this is before they do.
Okay.
Before the Twitter fingers set in. Don't Google nothing. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right, so this player has played. This is in order.
Oh, okay.
This team was drafted by the Hornets, played for the Clippers, the Rockets, the Thunder, the Suns.
Chris Paul.
Yes. And the Golden State Warriors.
Chris Paul.
All right, there you go.
Chris Paul.
We win.
Clearly, I do. And the chat is actually kind of slow because I expected somebody to already have an answer in, but nobody's even answered yet.
Let's see if you can get this one, even though we already won. You ready?
We can't even type that fast. That's booty.
That's booty. See if you know this one. Right. Pistons, Lakers, Wizards, Nuggets.
KC, no. Yeah, KCP.
Correct.
You can't type that fast? Come on, man.
That was easy. This is a random one. All right. See if you know this one.
KCB. Good job, Kobe. You clearly can't type that fast.
The KGB, the Russians. Sixers, Hornets, Bucks, Pelicans, Pistons, Rockets, Mavericks, Lakers.
Sixers, Hornets, Bucks. Ooh.
Sixers, Hornets, Bucks, Pelicans,
Current player?
Pistons, Rockets, Mavericks, Lakers. Mo Horn. No.
Current player.
Current player.
So that means currently on the Lakers. Who's on the Lakers that played? Wait, nope. I was about to go.
Last four teams: Pistons, Rockets, Mavericks, Lakers.
Pistons, man, Pistons, Rockets. Lakers. Who's on that team? It's not a big name either.
No.
Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. I didn't move. You thought I was frozen.
Final guess.
I don't know.
Christian Wood.
Yeah. No.
Random.
Very random.
All right. So trivia night goes as such. We win, you lose. All right. We're up 2-0 or 2-1. See you next week. If you got a trivia question, make sure you send it to us personally, so that way we can ask the next person the trivia question for the following week. My mom has been teasing me that she has a trivia question that nobody will ever get, but she never tells it to me. So we'll see if that ever
she's
happens.
here tonight. Maybe she'll actually send it to you.
Maybe. Don't drop it in the chat, Mom.
I'll put it in the chat. Yeah. And it'll be the one that you have to ask me, and I'll never get. Great.
There we go. All right, that was trivia. Next up, what the meme. So, hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
I agree with you, Leonardo. I haven't either.
Y'all whack.
There's one. Don't drop it in the chat, though. No, we can't use it. You know what? I'm not even a Michigan-born person, so this would be a struggle for me.
Draymond Green.
I mean, there's not too many people that have 5 NBA rings. I was gonna say
Magic Johnson.
Magic is one, but besides Magic, I mean, there's not many people who have 5. So, I mean, what's
Robert Ory?
I was say there's Big Shot Bob. There's probably some random dude too. It's probably not a big star. I don't know.
AC Green, ain't he from here? No.
I told you I'm not a Michigan-born person, so I'm not real big on the.
It's got to be somebody with a bunch of. Is AC Green from here?
Yeah.
I'm not Googling.
Drop that answer, Dre. Kobe Bryant. Nelly, as in
Don Nelson?
Don Nelson? Kobe Bryant's from Philadelphia.
AC Green's from Portland.
Kareem. You know, Don Nelson? I didn't know Don Nelson had 5 rings or that he was Michigan born. There's something you don't learn every day.
He's from Muskegon.
Oh, well, there you go. Wouldn't have got that one. You guys could have won.
He's got 5 NBA championships as a player.
Oh, Dre said he played with the
66, 68, 69, 74, and 76.
All with the Celtics?
Yep. I wouldn't even thought of.
Yep. Would have never got
that. All right. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? What did y'all eat this week?
Other.
Let me guess.
Macaroni and cheese.
I wouldn't have said that.
That is my
Mac
favorite.
and cheese was good this year.
Second favorite, something on this list is ham.
Not a big ham. I like ham for leftover sandwiches.
I don't like turkey at all.
You're one of those.
Yes. Don't have to. There's no excitement for me with turkey on being on the table. I made Thanksgiving dinner and I did not make a turkey. I did ham instead. Yeah, Leonardo. Leonardo says dressing. So, question: is it dressing or stuffing? What'd you grow up on? Is it dressing or stuffing?
Dressing.
Correct. It is dressing. I agree.
Dressing if you're black. All right, next up. Saw this on what I see this on YouTube. If you're building, who are you in capital letters, building a team around? Stove type stuff.
No, he's saying it's definitely dressing. Yeah.
Chet Holmgren, Zion Williamson, LaMelo Ball, or Wembanyama.
If I had to pick out of these four, I'm building a team around LaMelo Ball.
Okay.
So when we switch to NBA, let me be the first to say, even before we switch, the whole Wembanyama phenomena, I'm not on that bandwagon. Just so y'all know, like I'm like Leonardo. I haven't really watched the NBA game this year, but the highlights, whenever I see highlights of the Spurs game, I'm actually watching them hoping to see him not do well. Hoping to see him get like blocked or done wrong.
I understand not caring, but praying for his downfall.
I don't be like literally like that. I mean, he could do well, but I'm just not impressed by to me, he's one of those, he's just taller than everybody. Okay.
He's just taller than everybody. Damn.
Yeah. Like, sir, you're supposed to do well.
Yeah, that's messed up. Dang.
No, they're not. When are they gonna win a ring?
What? Oh.
When are they gonna win a ring?
He is skilled.
He's skilled. They're not gonna win a championship with just him.
They're gonna win a ring. He called it. Things are said. 2 years.
Book it. 2 years. They're gonna win a ring. All right. You heard the man.
I don't want to pick none of these guys.
I don't either. You put it up there, so we have to pick it.
I don't want to pick any of them.
The Spurs are 3-14 right now.
Yeah, because they only have Wembanyama.
I'm straight.
I don't think he's the guy. I think he's hopefully third or second in the rotation of guys.
Picks who aren't the guy. God, that's annoying.
I don't know if LaMelo actually wants to be on a winning team. I think he's just here for a check and to be fly, to be honest with you. I think he's just happy being an NBA player. I've never seen LaMelo Ball play a game that actually mattered.
Well, unfortunately, he played for the Charlotte Hornets, which they never matter.
Yeah.
Zion, we know what that is. Sorry. Did she just tweet again?
Bail yourself. I'm
with you, D. 40-year-old LeBron over all these guys. This is horrible.
I'm picking Wembanyama, I guess.
It's a meme. You're picking Wembanyama?
Yeah, I don't trust LaMelo. Zion, who knows where his head is at? That pitcher lets you know he on demon time all the time.
Yep. Who knows where his head is at? Oh.
All right, I'm picking Wembanyama. Oh.
Yep. Should have known it was going to come back up. Oh, come back up. Ooh.
She tweeted again.
Isn't it about time for her to have that baby?
His girlfriend had the baby.
Oh.
His side piece was mad that his girlfriend got pregnant.
But I thought she ended up claiming she was pregnant too because she was late.
Yeah, but she never claimed that she was pregnant though.
Oh.
She just threw that in the tirade, you know?
Gotcha.
Just, you know.
Gotcha.
All right. That came back up. Last up, better prospect. Your boy Bo or your boy JJ?
Straight analytical answer. So there's no homer answer. Okay, everybody's gonna think it's a homer answer. It really isn't. JJ is a better prospect to me. Here's why I think Bo Nix may struggle in the NFL like many of his counterparts who have come out of the Pac-12. They run an air raid offense, which doesn't translate in the NFL. He's definitely just better than everybody around him. From a football standpoint, though, I don't think he's going to translate to the NFL because he doesn't have to read defenses in college. Everything's checked with me. They run an air raid style offense, and that doesn't work. You're not just going to throw the ball around the yard in the NFL like they do in the Pac-12. And last but not least, the Pac-12 does not play defense. At least in the Big Ten and the teams that Michigan plays, at least the coverages are getting disguised from pre-snap to post-snap. But, I mean, he's just out there throwing it around out west, and none of those teams play defense. They're scary at the college level. You give a D coordinator enough time with him, though, they're going to pick him apart. So I think JJ is in a pro-style offense. He's learning how to stay in the pocket. He's learning how to read defenses. I think he's just being tutored better as a QB and being groomed better to be a quarterback in the NFL. So I just think he's a better prospect.
You telling me Bo Nix isn't going to follow the great lineage of Marcus Mariota and Justin Herbert?
Yeah, well, there you go. Thank you. Just like I'm questioning Caleb Williams in the NFL. Same thing. I question him in the NFL. I question Penix in the NFL. I think Penix has a weird release. I don't know if anybody. It looks like he's kind of shot putting the ball when he throws, but I think he has a weird release. But the guy's got a cannon, but they don't play defense. Y'all not playing against no defenses, and it's different in the NFL. So I think all of those guys are great arm talents, but if they don't get with the right coach in the NFL with the right system, that's going to teach them how to really dissect what's happening and the way D coordinators disguise coverages and defenses are in the NFL, whole nother level. I think the better prospect's JJ.
So no homer.
No homer.
All right. Speaking of no homer, let's get into it. Michigan wins the game. 30-24. Good game. Good back and forth for the time being. Michigan went ahead and put them away. What's this, 3 straight now? Beating Ohio State. What is next for Michigan? How do you see the rest of the season going? What matchup do you want? What matchup do you don't want moving forward?
I just railed on the Pac-12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's next for Michigan is win the Big Ten, right? Go beat Iowa. I hate games like this. I've hated them the last 2 years because the last 2 years, anybody you play out of the West is not as good. You have 2 years ago Iowa, last year Purdue. Both games start out a little choppy, and then finally kind of, Michigan has prevailed. But Iowa's defense is really, really good again. And so you can't overlook them. You can't just automatically count this as a win. But doggone it is dang near close to being counted because their offense is putrid. Okay? Their offense is horrible. Kobe, I disagree. I agree with don't overlook them. I disagree with it being like Maryland. Maryland actually, to me, was always dangerous. Maryland was the worst trap game you could possibly have. Okay, that offense can score with anybody. That Maryland team, they just could never stop anybody, and they always made the mistake that mediocre teams make to kind of always break their back and lose the game. But when I looked at the schedule this year, I hated the Maryland trap game in between Penn State and Ohio State. Knew that game wasn't going to be easy. Everybody's freaking out. Oh, they didn't play well. When Brian texted us, I just immediately was like, trap game. It's just trap game and look ahead game. Usually it's one or the other. That was both. And you just came off with the emotional win. So I don't think this is going to be like Maryland. I do think for about a quarter, maybe a little bit into the second quarter, so quarter and a third, quarter and a half, I do think that it's a little bit of a body blow game. Because I do think they're going to come out, and I think Iowa's defense is going to be there. But Iowa does not score points. I don't know if anybody's noticed. You go back and look at they literally, like, their offense is really, really bad. So they have our old quarterback, Cade McNamara, but he's towards ACL, so he's done for the season. They had another player who used to play with us. He's done for the season. So they've lost like every weapon that they possibly have on offense. I'm just worried about it. I don't think the emotional high is going to be a thing this game like it was coming off of Penn State because you'll have Harbaugh back. And this team has already proven to us that they're focused and locked in and they can beat anybody. So I don't think emotional layover is going to be a problem here. I just think Iowa's going to come out with a game plan. They're going to stack the box probably. We're going to run the ball because we want to establish it. And then JJ will get things going. I think we end up winning this game by 2 scores.
All right.
Hey, if they got the playbook, Michigan better change it. Because I'm sure somebody was in the bleachers this week recording signs still. So probably sending them over. Probably Coach Day and his minions.
All right.
To answer your question, though, I did want to bring this up. I'm glad you brought it up. College football playoff, right? Let's say we win this like we expect and we're in the college football playoff. Here's what I'm praying for, everybody. I'm praying we get the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Because while I just railed against the Pac-12 and how they don't play defenses, I don't want to play them. I don't want to play Oregon. I don't want to play Washington. I just don't. Bad matchup to me. Now, I think we can run the ball and maybe take the air out of the ball a little bit with both of those teams. I have had a bad feeling about both of those Pac-12 teams. So here's what I'm hoping happens this weekend. I'm hoping Bama wins, Florida State wins. All right, so Bama wins, so that means Georgia loses. Florida State wins in the ACC with a backup quarterback or now a third-string quarterback. And then I'm hoping that Texas wins. And I'm hoping that the top 4 ends up and Oregon and Washington default whoever. I don't care. I'm actually hoping Washington wins so that you can't bring 2 new people into the top 4. So I'm hoping that next week the top 4 looks like this. Michigan at 1, Washington at 2, Texas at 3, Florida State at 4.
Okay.
I want to see Florida State. Don't want to play any of the teams in the Big 12 and the Pac-12. I'll even take Texas at 4. I love to play them, but I don't want to play either one of those teams from the Pac-12. So that's
Texas or Florida State is the matchup you're looking for.
Texas or Florida State. Give me one of those.
Now, I know you said you hope Alabama wins. Do you think Alabama will win? If you had to put money on it.
If I had to put money on it, I'd put my money on Georgia. Although Georgia, to me, is not as good as they've been in the past few years. They're still Georgia. And Alabama is, while they're coming back into being – they're not the same team that lost to Texas. I'm sorry. Their quarterback situation, to me, is going to rear its ugly head. And I think that's why Georgia ends up winning this game. Alabama's quarterback is a run-first quarterback. They got lucky against Auburn. I don't care what anybody says. They got lucky. They've been in some games. Georgia hasn't been in any tough games this year either. I mean, they played Christ of the Lutheran Church second to last weekend of the year. So all the SEC teams played Citadel and all those horrible teams. But Georgia hasn't played anybody. Our strength of schedule now is better than Georgia's. I think we should be 1. I think Georgia's still Georgia's still got enough to get past Alabama, but I'm hoping for an Alabama win. I'm hoping for an Alabama upset. And I think that that would help us. That would bode well for us. I think we should be number 1 after this week, though. I think
even if Georgia beats Alabama.
Yeah, even if Georgia beats Alabama, I think we should be 1. I think strength of schedule now that you've played, you beat Penn State, you beat Ohio State, and on top of that, you did it. You won 6 games this year without a head coach. To me, that says a lot. All the stuff that this team has been through.
One of them committee things they need to figure out. They need to put that in the pot when you're trying to figure out,
somebody in there arguing that, right? Like, come on, seriously? They just won 2 top 10 games, 1 top 5 without the head coach on the sideline. You call it what it is, their fault, whatever. Bottom line is they did it. I think they should be ranked number 1.
Okay.
And Ohio State's not a bad team, by the way.
A 2 spot is killer.
I mean, a 2 spot just gets you that, you got to pay the tougher first round matchup. And I just feel like the 2 spot's going to go to the Pac-12 winner. I just feel like the 2 spots go, and the Georgia's the favorite, and the whole mantra of, hey, the defending champs haven't lost a game. Why would you move them? Okay.
Gotcha. All right.
So give me Florida State or Texas.
Ryan Day.
Texas at the 3 spot.
Ryan Day gonna keep his job?
Yes, Ryan Day is gonna keep his job. Although I think it would be hilarious for him to lose it. I don't want Ryan Day to lose his job. I'm a lifer in this rivalry. Growing up in Ohio, being a Michigan fan, Ryan Day is the 2023 John Cooper. So can we keep? I would like to keep him, to be honest with you, because Cooper went 2-10-1. To me, he was on the Michigan staff. So I feel like Ryan Day, anytime he wants to just come join staff, buddy, we'll be happy to have you. Stay down there, Ryan. You're doing it. Ryan, you're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Patrol had to come out sooner or later.
Oh, for sure.
Next up, you got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. I feel like, listen, my loss was more devastating than your loss. You're on your backup quarterback, your third-string quarterback, dumb play calls. I get it. And you lost to Les Ride. I get it. That puts a little salt in the wound. But 0-7 on Thanksgiving, playing a division opponent, playing a lesser opponent after a huge win, to have Jared Goff play like hot garbage the whole game, have the defense be so inconsistent that we can't even come back when we're trying to come back. It was an overall letdown, a normal Lions performance on Thanksgiving, they say. And all I wanted was just keep the train rolling. No letdown, no let off. We won at Kansas City, we lost. Then we went on a 4-game winning streak. Then we lost to the Ravens. We were on a 3-game winning streak. Now we lost to Green Bay. So let's hop back on this thing. Let's get a streak. We got a lot of games that we can win. But when I say disappointing, that was a hugely disappointing win. And now the pressure is it's on the shoulders of Jared Goff and Aaron Glenn. Those are the 2 people that's wearing Honolulu blue and silver that have the most pressure on this stint coming up. Because if Jared Goff don't play well and Aaron Glenn don't get his freaking defense put together, we're going to struggle. And we shouldn't struggle because we got like the 3rd easiest schedule or some crap like that coming into the rest of the season. So it was terrible. It was a terrible show. It was a terrible halftime performance. It was all terrible.
It was bad.
So, I mean, it was bad. There's nothing other to say, but it was terrible. There's no we lost, but there's no buts. There's nothing great that came out of that. There's nothing positive that came out of that. It was a horrible showing all the way around.
So two things. This is a text I got from JoJo's wide receivers coach. Read this text. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Green Bay's quarterback, Jordan Love, has 12 TDs and 0 interceptions versus man coverage. Now let's see if Detroit comes out in man coverage on defense. As the game starts going on, touchdowns are getting scored by Jordan Love. He texts me and goes, they play zone and disguise it as man. He says, if they play zone and disguise it as man, we're in great shape. And then he texts me at 12:56. Okay, so the game started at 12:30 and goes, we're playing man. Today, he goes, all 3 TD passes from Jordan Love against the Lions were versus man coverage.
Yep.
WTF did I say? Did anybody read the scouting report? So, sir, I ask you, does anything need to change for you to feel better about your Lions going forward, about your hopes and dreams going forward?
Well, the pieces are the pieces, right?
Yes.
Like, we're not getting anybody else.
Okay.
Shaq Leonard is out there, so there's a linebacker out there you want to go get, but I don't know how healthy he is. But anybody of substance that's going to help you, we didn't do that during the trade deadline.
Correct.
The reason they probably play man is because we get 0 pass rush anytime. Like, there's been no pass rush during the game of the 3 quarters. Maybe towards the end, somebody, gets a strip or a sack or some kind of pressure. But yeah, they probably in
you
man.
Should play zone.
They probably in man because we're not getting any pass rush. So switch the zone, right? So you switch the zone. Our linebackers, we have no cover linebackers. Alizone is probably our best overall linebacker, and I wouldn't call him a cover linebacker. So you're asking Jake Campbell, your second overall pick, to cover tight ends, which he can. And you paid all this money for these DBs. Sutton was the one who got smoked on the first touchdown. And he just came off an injury. Branch is pretty much your nickel corner at this point. He's basically a blitzing corner and a run stop safety at this point. So he ain't covering nobody. So you have a huge deficiency on covering. Sitting back in zone over the past years has gotten in trouble just sitting let people think and dunk us. I don't really know what the answer is. I know up front that we need pressure and we need it bad. So on the back end, we can't really cover further, like longer routes down the field. So something's got to happen. Some kind of scheme, some kind of package. You got to learn who your people are, your scheme is, who you're playing, when you're blitzing, when you're not blitzing. Something's got to happen, but I don't know, man. They're a team that likes to play from the front. So starts with the quarterback, starts with the offense.
Okay. Just wonder, because, at this point in time, what we're learning about every team is, like you said, is who they are, right? Even our teams. And we'll talk about teams later on in our top 5. You're learning that teams are what they are at this point in the season. There was only a couple teams with a bye week left coming up, and then you're about to get into it. Mm-hmm. And whoever can mask it, cover whatever, fix it, retool it, scheme it, their way through it is the team that ends up, because everybody's got a deficiency. And when you get into the playoffs for those teams that make it, usually what shows up and causes drama in the end is the same thing that's been causing it all season. And so it's going to be interesting to see. Kobe said halftime show wasn't pretty, but Dallas had Dolly Parton. Man, when I heard that, I was like, are y'all kidding me right now?
Dolly killed it, though.
He sang like everybody else's songs and just stood there in Dallas Cowboys, like cheerleading outfit.
Dolly Parton probably wrote all them songs.
Oh. Yeah, Southfield A&T. Look at y'all. Shouting out y'all alma mater. That was AKA Southfield and Lathrop.
Mash
All right.
together.
You already said enough about my team, so we can move on.
Nah, brother. I need your honest feelings. Come on.
I mean, it is what can we hopefully we can regurgitate Joe Flacco and he can be a story going into the rest of this season. I'll just be happy to make the playoffs. I have no dreams of this team doing anything special. Myles Garrett went down with a shoulder injury yesterday. You could tell. I mean, my man came back on the field and tried to gut it out with one arm, but he left in a sling yesterday. Couldn't even lift his arm above his head. He said he felt a pop. That's probably a season-ending injury. We have the most injuries of any team in the league. This is like the same every year. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. Same story every year. Like we come into the year with a roster that looks beautiful, a defense that's historically great. Where they looked like crap this Sunday. Maybe it was the air. I don't know. But I'm starting to get to a level where I'm tired of Stefanski. The play call where he pitches, where they run the stupid pitch reverse, changed the whole game. Why call that there when you're literally running the ball down the field on these guys? Your running game is supposed to be your bread and butter. Stop with all the trickery stuff and go north and south. And I don't understand what we see in DTR that we don't see in PJ Walker. And I feel like DTR is going to give us PJ Walker gives us a better chance to win. No, explain that to me.
PJ did suck it up when he got his chance, though.
Yeah, no, PJ, when PJ was in earlier in the season, they won a few games.
In the season, yeah, okay. I mean, that game.
Well, yeah.
When he stepped in that game, he looked horrible.
You don't run with the ones all week, and he probably doesn't even know why he's the backup. I'm sure he was as surprised as everybody else when they announced that DTR was a starter. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
So, yeah, please get Joe Flacco up to the start. At this point, at least dude can read defenses and make some of the throws that this kid was making. I'm like, why are you throwing it there? Like, this is bad. We had some drops, too. It was just a bad game.
Yeah. Elijah Moore, cut him. That brother dropped everything.
Yeah. But, I mean, the receiver room, the other receiver we had, he's hurt. Then we had my man Grant from Chicago. He tore his ACL at the beginning of the season. I mean, it's just the injuries just pile up every year. So I'm already like, maybe we could sneak into the playoffs and go, yeah, we made the playoffs and lose in the first round. And let me look forward to next year. Everybody healthy again.
Man, from 2 weeks ago to today, you have lost every inch of hope.
Hey, the life of being a Browns fan. Don't worry. Y'all 8-3. You come on back down here with me.
No.
Come on back down here with me.
I didn't say all that, sir.
Come on, it's 8-3. Look, that's Thursday. Thursday looked real familiar, I'll tell you that.
Didn't say all that. Okay. Curses are curses sometimes. You just can't be able to shake them sometimes. But
listen, they gotta go down to New Orleans this week. Get that dub. I tell you that.
Go to New Orleans. Gotta go to Minnesota. Gotta go to Dallas.
The sky is gonna be falling if these losses start piling up.
You are correct. All right. Let's get into a game I like to play. It's called Joel, Do You Care? All right, first up, Joel, do you care about this Monday night's game? We had a great segment about it last week about Chiefs and Eagles. Had a great talk about it. I was like, man, let's do this again. Monday night, Joshua Dobbs versus Justin Fields in the NFC North battle.
This is a one for me. I want Justin Fields to be successful, man. I do. I want Justin Fields to be successful. This is the one for me. Dennis, that's a great line. They should have aired this on PBS. I want Justin Fields to be successful, but I do not care. This is a one. This is not good. I'm kind of wondering, did the NFL really think this had a chance of being something? Interesting.
I don't know.
Did you hear that the NFL is flexing their Monday night games?
Starting when?
Later in the season, I think.
Definitely ain't starting this week.
No. I heard it's later in the season. Let me look that up real quick.
Okay.
No, they did not.
Definitely not this week. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch this. I don't know. So it's a 1.
It's a 1.
Waiting for another 0. James Harden has got the record for a 0.
Yes, and I'm aware of that, which is why I got to be mindful of who I put down there with him. Oh, so the league can flex games in and out of Monday Night Football anytime between weeks 12 and 17.
Nice. And we're in week what?
I feel like this is week. Isn't this week 11?
And so they need to flex that. If next week they need to flex that Eagles 49ers game, Monday Night Football.
I feel like this is week 11 or
schedule NFL. We are in week 12 right now.
We're in week 12 now.
Yep.
So, yep. So Monday Night Football games, weeks 12 through 17, but they must give 12 days notice. So, yeah, they need to go ahead and call the Eagles and them right now and tell them. Well, they can't. So that means they would have already had to notify them.
Next week's Monday night game is Cincinnati at Jacksonville.
Oh, God. Please. Y'all, please. Oh, please. I hope y'all already notified. They would have already had to notify them because they had to give them 12 days notice, and we're only 7 days away from next week's game. So that sucks.
Yeah, I would have definitely loved to watch Philly and San Francisco on Monday night.
Can they flex them to Sunday night then?
They're maybe they're afternoon Sunday.
That'd be nice.
They're the 4 o'clock game. America's game. Next up, Joel. Do you care? You brought this up last week. You like girls basketball, women's basketball. Your girl Angel Reese benched by her coach. Coach not getting no clues on why she's getting benched. Her mama and the other girl's mama is beefing on Twitter. Now she ain't took the flight to the Cayman Islands for a couple games. What's going on with your girl? Do you care?
This is a 3 for me. Care a little bit. I gotta believe that we don't know the whole story either way. So I think there's multiple sides here. I think Mulkey has her benched for a reason. Probably has a little bit to do with some of that fame, just getting to you a little bit. Get a little high on yourself. That NIL money, you know. I mean, hey man, this is what is potentially could happen with these athletes is that NIL money comes into play, and then it's like, well, what I gotta keep doing this for? So, but then there's another side to it, probably some disagreement there between the two. But come on, the mamas though, come on, y'all.
The mamas.
Come on, y'all. Let's do better. Let's do better.
Let's do better.
It's a 3 for me. It's a 3. It's a low story. It's a 3. I'm gonna keep it down there under 5 though.
We not hearing nothing though. That's the one thing. Like
normally
you hear something.
Listen, mum's the word. They're not saying.
They're not saying nothing.
Yeah. So meanwhile, watch this beef go on over here.
Man.
All right. Good for them. Keep it in house.
Joe, do you care? A little bit of NBA standings.
No.
The Orlando Magic and the Oklahoma City Thunder are both 2 in their respective conferences. Do you care? I know it's a little early for NBA.
I'm a 6 here. And I'm going to tell you why. The only team in this group that makes this a 6 for me is the Orlando Magic. They got a young squad with some nice pieces. I saw some highlights the other night because they were on that win streak. Good job, Magic. Both the Wagner brothers are playing down there from Michigan. And they got a nice little crew. So this is a 6 for me because of them. The Oklahoma City Thunder, okay. I like, well, Chet's like a,
You
okay.
tried. I like. Well, let me say.
Yeah, but my man Shea, nice. So it's a 6 for me. More because of Orlando, though. I like what they're doing. Second in the East is a little high. I don't know if they're really that good. But man, listen, the NBA
they want that in-season tourney money.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Young Bucks. Do
y'all
thing.
I know how I could do with a $500,000.
Go for it. Against you did Orlando Magic last night against the Austin Spurs. Yeah, that is Jet Howard doing well with the Magic? Because I really did think he left for the NBA too soon. But go get your money, young man. But is he doing well, Kobe?
Minutes.
I'm not watching the NBA yet.
I watched Chris Paul get kicked out. That's probably the last game that I watched.
I saw the highlights of that too, but that's personal.
Yeah. All right. That was Do You Care? Let's get to some top 5. Let's get to the top 5. This is my top 5 this week. Last week, my top 5 was Philly, Detroit, Kansas City, Niners, Browns. This week, my top 5 is Philly, Niners, Baltimore. Went all the way to Baltimore to see the Wretched. Kansas City, and I still got my Lions just tucked in at 5. I got tucked in at 5.
Is that a homer tuck?
I got them tucked in at 5. You know what I'm
saying? Is that a homer tuck?
Bust them all the way out. I can't bust them all the way out.
Hey, man, that was a bad loss.
I can't bust them all the way out. Okay? I got them tucked in at 5, but if you look real close, there's a Jaguar creeping up behind that line. If you look real close.
There's a team missing from your list, but I'd be interested to know where they are on your list, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. I love to hate them too, but
the Dallas Cowboys have played nobody. If you look at their schedule, they have played absolutely nobody. And they've destroyed every person, every nobody that they've played.
San Francisco hasn't played anybody really either.
San Francisco played people. I was gonna try to lie. Like I know their schedule off the top of my head.
And I mean, I'm with you on where you have them.
San Francisco played the Steelers, playoff team. They destroyed the Cowboys, 42-10. They beat the Jaguars. And they beat the Seahawks, a current playoff team.
I don't believe in the Seahawks like that.
Well, they beat the Jags, and they beat the Cowboys, and they beat the Steelers. Those are 3 playoff teams.
Okay.
Dallas has played
the Giants.
Absolutely nobody. Why did he go here, bro? Come on. Do the thing. You went to the wrong page. Thank you. Dallas has beat the Giants, the Jets, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Rams, the Giants, the Panthers, and the Commanders. They have beaten nobody. And the 2 teams they should have beat to make them legit were the Eagles and the Niners. And they lost both of those.
Okay.
I do not. And then there's that trust thing that we talked about, right? Do you trust them?
You don't trust them.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
That's why Dallas did. But when they do beat people, they look good beating up on them.
They do. And can't help the schedule. That's their schedule.
So that was my knock on them. I think Detroit's 8-3. There's like 5 8-3 teams right now. Detroit, Jacksonville, Dallas,
Kansas City.
Yeah, it's a bunch of 8-3 teams.
Yep.
So,
Baltimore, Kansas City, they're all
yes.
8-3.
Baltimore is like 9. I think Baltimore has 9 wins. Philly
Well,
has
they're
10
9.
wins.
They're 9 now. Yeah.
So
Miami's 8-3. Baltimore's 9-3. Jacksonville's 8-3. Kansas City's 8-3. Detroit's 8-3.
So I thought Kansas City's loss to Philly was a lot less than the Lions' loss to Green Bay. As you say, bad loss. That was a worse loss. So that's why Kansas City jumped Detroit, even though Detroit beat Kansas City. But I feel like their game against Philly went a lot better than Detroit's game went against Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Kansas City, I mean, they're just a couple of drop passes away from competing in that game. Their receivers aren't much, but they're still Kansas City. But Kansas City got to put some wins together, because if Baltimore keeps winning, and they get home field advantage, and we have our first AFC Championship game that's not in Arrowhead, we don't know how that's going to go. So, for Baltimore's sake, they need to keep winning. That home field advantage is going to be huge when it comes to championship time, if they make it that far. But we got to my 1 and 2 will change, seeing as they both play each other this week.
What a game that's going to be.
Man, massive. All right, who you got?
Last week, Eagles, Lions, KC, Niners, Browns. This week, Eagles, obvious reasons, 10-1. That game yesterday was very, very good. I mean,
very, very good.
Buffalo had them on the ropes. Philly came back. Buffalo had them again. Philly came back. Then they scored to win the game. Just a very good game. Kansas City, I think, just kind of comes in at 2, just because their natural progression has been to win division rival, go out to Vegas, dominate the go out to Vegas and dominate the Raiders. So I have them coming in at 2. San Francisco really would be 2 for me, but I can't jump them yet. For me, I just couldn't jump San Francisco over KC, because with them both winning. The Cowboys come in at 4 to me, because I'm on the idea of how can I get the schedule piece. I am looking at, though, the way that they look. Dak not throwing a bunch of picks. The defense looks even better than it was last year. The Bland guy is just ridiculous. And I mean, with them losing Diggs and still having that defense be the way it is, they just look like a different team this year. They look a little complete. I don't trust them. I still enjoy their demise. So if they end up failing, I'm going to laugh and have a good time with that. But I brought them up to 4 because I'm going to be honest with you. While the Ravens are 9-3, I don't trust them either. So here's why. They struggle to hold a lead in a football game. They just struggle to hold leads. And so what you saw yesterday was the Chargers had a chance. Now the Chargers are still charging, and they're still doing them normal things. So, I mean, it ended up being what it was. But I have Baltimore there. They're 9-3. I see it. Yep. Brought up Miami is the other 8-3 team.
So I was going to ask. So out of all the 8-3 teams, Miami, Jacksonville, Dallas, Detroit, and San Francisco. We both got San Francisco. You think the second best 8-3 team is the Cowboys, and I think the second best 8-3 team is Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah, the Detroit loss, I'm penalizing them for it. Division game. I'm sorry, y'all. You're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win that game. I can understand it being a tough game, yes, because it's a division foe. You pay them twice a year. You draft to beat these teams. Divisional games are always tough. But to me, it was an egg. They laid one, and So
Here's
I wasn't.
Miami's losses: Buffalo 48-20, Eagles 31-17, Chiefs 21-14.
Yeah,
So you
so
got bad
Miami's
loss.
lost to some good teams. Well, the Buffalo loss looks bad right now because Buffalo doesn't look that great.
Well, not bad. I mean, like you lost to decent teams.
You lost to decent teams. Still on paper for sure. 2 out of 3 of those we know are very good teams, but the Buffalo loss looks a little interesting right now. But it's a divisional game too, and they got railed by them. I'm also not a believer in Miami. I love the speed. I see what they do, but I don't believe Tua can win them a Super Bowl. Prove me wrong. Please go right ahead. But that's why they're not on my list yet. They haven't even come close to sniffing my list. I believe in them much as I believe in Jacksonville, which is actually not a lot. Jacksonville, I think they're ascending, but I don't think they're ready. I just don't think they're ready.
I think Miami is benefiting from what we saw Tom Brady and the Patriots do, just beat on a horrible division.
Yep.
And right now, that's what they wanted the Jets to do this year. Like this division is pretty much, Buffalo has declined. The Jets aren't good, and neither is New England. So Miami's just beating up on their division. And then you throw in 70 points against the Broncos and Raiders team that's not very good. You can get the 8 wins very easily if you're
very
Miami.
easily. Yep. To me, the first 3 teams on my list are your legit Super Bowl contenders, and 2 of them reside in the NFC. One resides in KC. But I agree with you about the whole home field advantage in Baltimore. If you've got to go to Baltimore to win an AFC Championship game, that is going to be extremely hard. So, Baltimore, you should keep winning because if KC gets that opportunity and they learn how to seize opportunities, you could be looking at a situation where you got to go to Arrowhead, and nobody wants to do that.
The rest of Baltimore's schedule, they got the Rams, the Jags, the Niners, the Dolphins, the Steelers. Not easy. Not easy at all. You're at the Jags, you're at the Niners, and you're home against the Dolphins. That 3-game stretch right there is pretty tough.
Yeah, they could go 1-2 in that stretch and be looking up as a 3 or 4 seed coming out of it.
And then you got the Steelers at home last game. If that's the case, you're going to want to play that game at full strength, and the Steelers are definitely going to want to play that game at full strength. There's no foot off the gas at the last game of the season, so they'll be playing hard all the way through.
Yep, they have their bye week coming up here, so they'll get the chance to get healthy, but it's going to be very interesting.
And you said your top 3 teams are legit Super Bowl contenders, so you don't have Baltimore as a legit Super Bowl contender right now.
No, because like I said earlier when we were talking about the Lions in that segment, the thing about all of these teams, I think is going to show up at some point. And it's going to be about when does it show up? The Achilles heel of every one of these teams. And for me, it's with Baltimore, it is closing out games. I think the stat line was something crazy. Like they've led going into the 4th quarter of every game this season or something like that. And but over the last 2 years, they've had a really hard time at closing out games. Will that come back to bite them? San Francisco's roster is freaking-plete. And with the addition of Chase, oh my God, like, how are you going to block that? So that's an issue. KC's proven. Philly's proven. Philly went into Arrowhead and just won 2 weeks ago. Philly right now is looking like the best team in the league. But everybody has a fatal flaw. But I think Philly, KC, and San Francisco can overcome their fatal flaw. I think all of the other teams between 4 and 8 in a list of top 10 teams right now who are all probably playoff teams have a chance to make the playoffs, but their fatal flaw might knock them out of the playoffs. Dallas hasn't played anybody. Baltimore closing out games. The Lions pass defense and not getting a pass rush. Jacksonville maybe just not ready yet. Miami, you're feasting on bad teams, but are you too finesse? Are you too speed? Can you really carry defense and run the ball in December and January when that's what we know travels when it comes time for a playoff? So I think it's the fatal flaw.
That is very true. Miami, can you go into Baltimore and win a game in 30-degree weather?
30-degree weather, yes.
and have a team punch you in the face.
Yes.
Or knock you in the mouth. Can you do that?
Or
I don't
gash your tattoo on your arm.
All right. Well, I know for sure, like because on my list, I know that if San Francisco wins that, they're definitely going number one. But I don't know how far I'm gonna drop the Eagles, depending on how good the game is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you whoever wins that game is your de facto number one, right? But if it's a close game, you drop them. And no, I would dare to say this. Even if San Francisco blows them out, that makes Philly 10-2. Are we not going to say they're still a top 2 team in the league?
I mean, yeah, for sure. That's what I said. Like, I could, depending on who wins this game, there's no way I can see me dropping Philly lower than 2 if they win.
Yeah, it's just a swap to me.
Yeah, if they win or lose, I can't see dropping Philly down.
Yeah.
But if San Francisco get killed, then Baltimore might have a chance, to move up. But I can't see me dropping Philly lower because, I mean, they've won all these games, whether close or not. But, I mean, they are a complete roster. They are a complete team. They have everything. So it's good to see. All right. That is it, sir. You got anything else?
Hey, man, congratulations to the Southfield A&T Warriors knocking off the 2-time defending champ last night in a classic game to become the state champions. All you Southfield-ish alums, whether you went to Lathrop or to Southfield High.
Does it count?
You can claim this maybe, but congratulations to them. Also, thanks for prayers. My brother is home.
Yes, sir.
That is cool. Thank God nothing a little antibiotic won't kill.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well, for me and my boys will be up at Legacy on Friday playing ball. And then we got our banquet for the Wolverines on Sunday. And then I start my journey as an offensive coordinator. 7-on-7 football. So
yes, sir. Grow the portfolio, sir.
Let's see how it goes.
Head coach is up next.
We'll see how it goes. So if you have a talented 12-year, 14-year, send them my way. I need the help. All right. Other than that, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, everything Academy Sports Show. Appreciate all our Facebook watchers. We really want you to head over to the YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, everything over there. And most importantly, make sure you trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. That way you don't miss the show. Facebook doesn't always notify right away. So we want you guys in here as always. So make sure you go to the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, everything, do all those things so we can see you next week. All right. On behalf of myself, Andre Douglas, Joel Williams.
Yes, Kobe. I think he will be here next year as still the OC. Everybody have a great week. Enjoy college football championship weekend, plus all the other good stuff going on. Take care. Peace.
Peace out. Appreciate it, DC.